Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Sellout Show, where we are always sold out. I am Diana Guerin, and I'm the co-founder of Trade Show Makeover, where we help companies stop leaving money on the trade show floor.
Hey, Diana. Hey, everyone. I'm Sean Carroll Sandy. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer of the Selling Agency, where we coach humans how to sell to other humans. Because if you sell like someone who doesn't know when to shut up, and then they keep talking, and then you just keep talking, you're not really paying attention to what other people are doing, and then you're selling that way, and you just don't even notice. Then
what? What are you saying? What? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
So, I'm so excited about this topic because I don't know what you're going to tell me. So everybody, I don't know, everybody should be looking for this book that will be released sometime soon.
2019, end of third quarter, early fourth quarter. Yeah.
And she's 80% of the way through her interviews from buyers of what they want from sellers, and she's about to reveal something that we haven't heard before. So
this, according to the research that I've collected, like you said, I'm 80% of the way through data collection. But this is one of the most interesting finds from asking buyers what irritates you most that sellers do in the sales process. So this is about the end, the close, right? I asked you, Diana, what do you think was the number one response that buyers gave when we said, what irritates you most about the closing part of buying? Like right when you're about to click the button or sign on the dotted line, what irritates you most? What do sellers do that drives you bonkers? And so what's your guess?
Well, you gave me a little preview of maybe what it is. I'm not going to spoil the fun because I think I'll write it down. And then you tell me, and then you'll be able to see it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to share this. This is just a little diagram, pull out of the research. The biggest annoyance by salespeople during your purchase or close process is a third of the people have responded overselling, not knowing when to shut up.
Mine says they keep selling after they say yes.
Yeah. A third. And there are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are about 12 different possibilities of responses. Followed close by hard closing. People don't like to be hard closed, obviously. And then unclear next steps, as well as avoiding the money dance, confusing things. But a third of the people responded, stop overselling.
What's email and a prayer, by the way? I'm just curious.
Email and a prayer is just simply sending a contract and hoping they sign.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a percentage that annoys them too. Yeah, and then after they have the chance to click which thing bothers them, they can give insights or tell a story. And most people say, "Shut up, just stop. I've already made up my mind. Just stop. I don't need any more. Let's move on to the next steps." It's amazing that salespeople don't know when to stop, shut up, and move on to cash a check.
Move on, cash your check.
Does that surprise you? Because it did surprise me.
Well, I have to say it's the one thing. It's one of the things that it's probably the only thing I talk about with closing is when somebody says yes, move on. Like, and we talked about this before, but I think maybe I'm just super sensitive to it because it's actually the most effective way to close a deal. Actually, it's the best way to lose a deal is to keep selling. Because you're more than likely to open up an idea that they hadn't. You're more than likely to bring up an objection that they hadn't thought of.
Yeah. Why? Why do people do it?
So I think people just get so freaking excited. There's that juice you get from making a connection, and I think there's a juice that humans get when they agree, when they come to common ground, that you kind of want to keep that feeling going. But what you got to do is keep the feeling going into your bank.
I think part of that, but I also think a lot of instances, it's crappy sales practices throughout the entire cycle. That buyer was probably going to buy whether you sold it to them or someone else did.
Yes.
And they've already made up their mind, and buyers aren't listening. They aren't asking the right questions and listening and understanding at what point the buyer's made a decision. I honestly think it's that. They keep selling because they don't realize what's going on.
They didn't hear the yes.
Right, right.
Oh, I've definitely been in selling situations with people, watching them not hear the yes. It's almost like they're looking for the no so they don't hear the yes.
You know
I've
what?
done that.
You know where I think that's really prevalent? And I'm just now like if the light bulb, can you see the light bulb above my head?
Yes. Oh, look at that. There's your light bulb.
I think it's most prevalent when you're on the phone. And I'm thinking, and that just hit me because I'm thinking about like the call recordings that I listen to with the sales teams that I coach. And when they're on the phone, they're listening or they're thinking so hard about what they're going to say next that they're not really truly listening. And without sort of that physical, those physical cues, that easy pause, comprehension, back and forth, they're missing it. They're driving by the signals. They're driving by the clues. I think that's really hard on the phone if you don't have a lot of that sort of that body language to cue you. That's something I got really, really trained in early on, was how to listen, on how to have a conversation on a phone where you can pick up on signals that you normally pick up with visual cues, and that I don't know that people are getting that kind of training right now. Interesting. I think you're right.
You can drive right by those yeses. Plus, I just think, Sean, people just don't have good skills of getting over in somebody else's world. What they don't realize is that person cares not one whit about what's important to you. Like, they don't. For you to have to say the things that you just got to get those things out that you want to say about your product. They don't care. They really honestly don't care. Like, they don't care.
Nope, no F's to G. So I think that I actually wrote a blog about this, about are you driving by signals? Maybe we could drop the blog in the comments.
So what do you say after somebody says yes? What's a good thing for you to say?
Well, they've already said yes. Okay, great. Well, here's what's going to happen next. I'm going to send you a contract, and then you'll send it back to me. Does that sound okay? Awesome. Great. Well, I'm going to do that right now. Zip it.
Yeah, it's also a good time to get a commitment from them. Like, okay, so thank you. They say yes. You say thank you. Here's what's going to be next is I'm going to send that statement of work is going to be in your email at, by 3:00 this afternoon. Are there any obstacles to getting it signed today?
Right. It's moved to
anything else that you need. When should I expect that back so that I can put the resources together to execute on the deal? It's an excellent time to get a commitment. And then they say, oh yeah, I can have that signed by this afternoon. Or, oh, actually I have to get my manager to sign that. And they're on vacation, so it's going to be blah, 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 because that's important information to know. And then you say something like, hey, how was that Girl Scout trip that you just did this last weekend? And the conversation for business is over.
Right. I think that, okay, I just had, do you see it? Another light bulb?
Oh, another light bulb. It's so funny when you do that, the card behind you that has us on it shows up on the screen.
Thank you, Larry Levine, Selling from the Heart. That was fun to get in the mail. So I also think that this happens because people aren't selling in increments. We buy in increments, sell to the next step, close to the next step to keep it moving forward. And so people keep rambling on because they're not stopping at each checkpoint and step. Like, okay, well, let me send you a proposal. And instead of saying, excellent, if I send you a proposal, could we review it, maybe via a video call tomorrow at 2, or, whatever that next step is, we just keep selling and selling and selling. So that was the light bulb that just went off. Instead of selling it to the next step, they're still trying to push to the big deal. the end point out in the future.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what you think, no matter what your sales manager thinks, you can't create urgency.
Oh, urgency, schmergency.
Your sales manager may think you can, but you can't.
Oh, speaking of which, I was looking at purchasing this online product thing, and I had it open in my browser, and it was a 2-day get this special deal special. They had the timer, the countdown or whatever, and I closed my computer last night. I meant to go back and sort of reevaluate and purchase it, and I went, oh, the timer's going to be run out today. So you know what I did? I went to the tab, I clicked on it, it says 0 time left, and I clicked purchase now, and guess what?
The timer started over again.
No, it's still the special deal.
Oh, gag.
I mean, so a false sense of urgency, whatever, like that, just don't do it. Just
those people should be put in sales jail.
That's a whole thing we need to come up with. Sales jail. Sales fail, you go to sales jail. No, I think failing is good, but sales jail is for some really awful stuff. Holy shit, that's just a whole new thing we need to talk about. Okay, that's
because it makes it awful for everybody else. Now your buyer doesn't trust a deadline.
No. Well, and for me, if you have a non-perishable item with unlimited inventory, if you can discount it for me because it's the end of the month, you can discount it for me because it's the middle of the month. I will not play that game. No way. It's stupid. Don't discount. Oh no, I was getting this call from, people want to come and demosquito our place, right? Right.
So I get a call and they're like, oh, we want to, offer this contract with this special offer by blah, 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 blah. And then that date goes by and then I get a call that says, oh, because of so much demand, we've extended the discount. I'm like, oh, okay, no, there wasn't enough demand.
Yeah,
and then
right.
Calls and says, leaves me a message and says, oh, because, the phones have been flying off the hook and this discount's been so popular, I personally, as the owner, I'm like, look, if the owner is getting on the phone to make sales calls, things are going desperately badly. So, it just stop lying to your buyers.
Just stop it. You're going to sales jail. So I think we should take some of our own medicine, because we don't need to oversell this point to you.
Oh, true.
You get it, right? Stop overselling.
Stop hoping.
And start selling.
That's right. Bye.